Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and today I'm joined by Derek.
Hello.
We're back for some more Sunset Beach. Today we're going to be discussing episode 71 to 75, 171 to 175. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So we got more of Meg and Ben fighting. She wants to leave because she can't deal with the fact that he calls her Maria whenever she says Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't understand why she wants to leave because he loves her. And she says, "You're not in love with me, you're in love with Maria, Ben." And he's like, "What are you talking about, Maria?" But I loved that Vanessa saw this happen. She was like, "What the fuck?" And when Meg like ran to go like run out of the house, and like Tim was there, and she just like ran into his arms and he was like hugging her. That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So then when they're outside and he's just like, "Why? Like, I don't understand why you're leaving." And Vanessa's like, "You don't know?" like really? You don't like, are you serious? That was funny. So when Tim called Annie to tell her that they were at the airport about to take off, and she said, "Call me when you get there," I was like, "Yeah, we're keeping in touch like that." I thought this was the end. Like we were saying goodbye and that was it.
Yeah.
It was funny when the plane went flying over and she was like, she just assumed, I guess, that was Meg flying. I was like, oh, because there's only planes going to Kansas from Sunset Beach. Like, that's the only plane.
It was really funny that she's like, "Adios, Meg," or whatever she said.
Yeah. I laughed when she told Tim, she's like, "I might even come to the wedding and like personally walk Meg down the aisle." I really was impressed by Kathleen Noon. I felt like she showed really like deep emotion and caring for Annie. Like you could see it in her face and her eyes.
Yeah.
That she's concerned that Annie is still pursuing Ben.
Mm-hmm.
That she's gonna get her heart broken. But Annie keeps throwing like her 7 marriages in her face.
Yeah.
And she must be having either writer's block or there's just not enough gossips. So she's having trouble writing her column for the Sentinel. So we actually saw Kansas. That was exciting.
Yes.
At the end of the week. It was nice to see like a different setting with these characters.
And it was the same setting in the first episode. It was
Yeah, I like that.
the same set. Yeah, everything was the same.
I recognize the road that she drove off in the Porsche
Mm-hmm.
in her wedding dress.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I saw Carol Potter, I was like, yeah, I love her. I love that she always has like that streak. It's not gray yet. In later years she has like the gray streak, but it's lighter in the front. And we met her father finally.
Yeah.
He was kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He almost had like a young haircut for an older man. I was like, all right, gray. I was like, okay. He's from All My Children.
One Life to Live.
Oh, One Life to Live. Yeah. Okay, he looks familiar. I just don't know what else.
Might be on other things, but I know him from One Life to Live.
So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't know if like Ben's gonna fly to Kansas and try to get Meg. Like,
well, they are. He's trying to get her on the internet,
like he used to.
Yeah, like he used to. And Tim's like, "Oh, she doesn't even have her computer set up, but let alone her dad set it up for her, her computer." and he's like, "No, like okay, good."
I was waiting when I guess she was in her bedroom and the computer was open, but the screen was black. Mm-hmm. Because I remember in the earlier episodes, she would get a message from SB and like it would just pop up on the screen. I'm like, that's not how email works. Like you have a message,
not email.
So yeah, I'm excited to see more Kansas.
We're so close to this one of my favorite moments in the show. I'm so excited.
Are we?
Yes.
I
It's
was like
Kansas.
keeping my eyes peeled for her sister. I'm like, when is her sister coming?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh.
No, but they did mention that her brother and sister were away at school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're college age?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if she was like high school or college. Okay. The smaller story, as usual, is always Vanessa, Virginia, Michael, but it's the same. But Gabby's kind of in the mix now, just a little bit. Virginia apparently was bored, so she did everybody's laundry.
Yeah.
And Gabby had heard Ricardo on the phone at the police station, and she thinks that he has a date at 7. So she goes home to find that Virginia's done her laundry, so she can now wear her favorite sexy dress to basically crash Ricardo's date that she thinks he's having.
What's wrong with her? Ricardo don't like you. Get it through your head.
So then Michael and Vanessa come back to Surf Central, and they overhear Gabby saying how wonderful Virginia is. And Vanessa's no.
Yeah.
So, Gabby also let it be known to Virginia that Vanessa had her looking up information on South Central and like her through police station resources. So Virginia's like, that bitch. So Vanessa says that Virginia should live there full time. And she's like, oh no, it's crowded here. And then she comes up with the idea that Michael should move in with her. That way, I guess Virginia could just keep the apartment above the garage.
Right.
And Virginia's not happy about that. And privately, they have a little back and forth about how can you live with somebody you haven't even made love to yet? Because also at some point she like begged Michael to make love to her because she was so upset about Ben and Meg not working out that she didn't want to end up like them.
Right. And Virginia was eavesdropping.
So that's how she knows they haven't made love yet. I noticed in the opening credits this time, which it probably was always there. I just noticed it for the first time when they show Ricardo in the corner. You see Gabby kissing his neck. I guess the first time that they went to the her motel room.
Right. When
I was like, oh,
Paul's kidnapping. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Paula, still not around. I don't even need her to come back. Just say she moved to wherever she is, San Francisco, San Diego, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't miss her.
I don't either. And I thought I liked her.
It was really funny. There was a scene where Gabby was looking in the mirror, and I thought it was Paula for a second. I was like, oh, is Paula back?
Really? Yes. So Gabby hops into Ricardo's car thinking he's going on this date, and apparently he's on a stakeout. So now he doesn't want her to leave the car because he doesn't want her to get hurt and also ruin the stakeout. So now she basically starts to have PTSD. And I don't know if I believe her or not because she lies a lot.
Yeah.
But I want to believe her because of how emotional she was. But I don't know. So basically, she tells the story that when she was little, somebody, I guess, broke into the apartment or house, wherever she lived, and came into her bedroom. And I was a little bit nervous about where this was going. I didn't know if she was going to say she was sexually assaulted as a kid. And then when she said her father came in, I was like, oh no, was it her father that attacked her? So because I know she like has anger towards him, but I know it's mostly because all he did was like talk about Paula. And I guess her father protected her, but she's always like had trauma from this experience. Was there more to it? Was there like a struggle or something?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not how her father died, right?
I have no idea.
I don't think they went that far.
No.
So yeah, so she's having like an emotional reaction, remembering that and feeling trapped in this car because of the situation. So he's kind of comforting to her. But then whoever they're staking out gets out and he can't go after them because Gabby doesn't want to be left alone, so the guy gets away.
Mhm.
And she's all like, "This is all my fault. You would have got him if you didn't have to look after me." And he's like, "No, it's fine. Whatever. We'll get him next time." So I feel like this is the first moment Ricardo's kind of softening to her and not like being on the defense with her.
Mhm.
But I still don't know if I trust her.
Yeah.
I guess that's it for all the smaller characters, right?
Yeah.
Annie had this weird, like, orange business suit looking outfit that she was walking on the beach with. She pulled it off, but I thought it was a strange outfit.
Mhm.
So I guess we could talk about the Richards family. So they're getting ready for their celebration dinner for the announcement that Olivia's pregnant, even though she, as far as Gregory's concerned, is not, but she is. Apparently she's eating the foods that she used to crave when she was pregnant with Sean, and he brings that up, and she's just like, "Oh, that's so weird." And he's kind of just like, I appreciate your commitment, but go easy. He's like, we don't want to have to start buying you like new clothes or whatever. At one point I thought Caitlin was showing,
Mhm.
but then she wasn't. And I don't understand why it has to be a secret from Gregory, even though he knows, but they don't know he knows.
Mhm.
I just don't understand why it has to be a secret. These damn photos in this envelope are still floating around. It's because of Sean.
Yeah.
And they end up because he brings them to Caitlin. It's just like, who cares? You don't know any of these women. You're just gonna see a bunch of photos of him with other women, and what? Then what?
Mhm.
Unless it's somebody you know, like your mother. Like, who cares? I just feel like we keep circling back to her having it in her hands, and then it ends up back in the trash can, and then somehow it gets pulled out and it's back in her hands again.
Mhm.
So she once again throws it in the trash, but it's probably not going to stay there. um, so Gregory has set up for this guy to show up at the restaurant, who's played by Jack Wagner,
Jacques Dumont.
who apparently Cole has a pass with. And when he had his French accent, I was like, did he have that on the plane? I was like, did I miss that?
I was like, are we supposed to believe Jack Wagner is French? Like,
Right. But then when they were talking in private and he went back to his American voice, I was like, oh, okay, it's a scam. That's cool that he did this favor for Aaron Spelling and did like 3 episodes.
yeah.
But Gregory, I guess, decides that he wants to taunt Cole a little bit by having Olivia wear the Deschanel jewels, like this huge diamond necklace around her. And Sean is suspicious of Cole's past with this guy, and so he's asking a lot of questions. And Gregory fakes being like, let him go, let it go. He's part of the family. And Sean's like, no, I don't trust him. And in his head, he's like, good boy. um, but I guess Shag Wagner's character ends up stealing. I dozed off a little bit. Ends up stealing the necklace.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, he's dancing with Olivia.
yes. How do you get a huge necklace like that off of somebody? Did
Yeah.
you like steal it and run, or
I don't know.
how do you not? And that has to be heavy. Like, how do
Yeah,
you
how
not
does
notice
Olivia
that
not
it's
know it's
behind?
missing off her
Yeah,
neck? It's heavy, right?
yeah, it has to be. The thing was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so rewinding a little bit, Cole has like a safety deposit box that has some cash in it and some jewelry, and he seems to be running low on both. So after the party and the jewel theft, we later see that he's in Monte Carlo gambling.
Yeah.
And the woman that he was kind of like gambling with, that was giving him sexy looks, At first, I was like, "Wait, is that Finola?" Like, I couldn't tell at first
Yeah.
because I was like, "She has to be coming soon, right?"
Mhm.
But it wasn't her. Do you know how to play blackjack? Because I was like, I know that it has to land on a certain color, but does it have
It's a
to
long
land also
time.
on the number that you pick?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't remember.
Ugh, I don't have the heart for gambling. It's just too much. Because if that's the case, you really have to be lucky to get the color and the number. No, that's too much. I can't just bet hundreds of dollars and lose it in a second like that. um, I feel like I'm missing something.
Bet and Olivia, and that my favorite part was when Bet and Olivia were talking about after the theft, and Bet says, and Olivia said, Bet made some comment about Jock and like how attractive he was, and she's like, "Well, he's a little young for you," and then Bet's like, "Look who's talking."
Yeah. Oh, Caitlin invited Elaine to the party also, the
Yeah,
dinner party. Um, and what's his name?
Jock.
Jock
Yeah.
flirted with all the women. He didn't want to believe that Elaine was Cole's mother,
Hmm.
um, or that Olivia and Caitlin were mother and daughter, that they look like sisters. He was flirting with everybody. He actually said he actually said in his English voice to Cole, "Oh, that's good, pretending that the woman's your mother." And he's like, "No, she's actually my mother." And earlier, Caitlin was talking to Elaine about their relationship, and she was trying to reassure her that they're in love and things are going to work out because she doesn't know that Caitlin's pregnant. So she's all like, I had a baby, and that was added stress. So she's like basically in Caitlin's head now because Caitlin's like, well, I have a baby, so that's going to be added stress. um, Basically saying that AJ
Yeah.
had a flair for wanting to like travel the world, and
Hmm.
Cole's found what he needs and wants in Sunset Beach. But that's when she invites her to dinner because she's like, your family, you should be there. I was surprised Gregory, I always call him Richard. Gregory was just like, oh, okay. I thought because him and Elaine kind of had like a
Hmm.
fight where she threatened him that he'd be like, why'd you invite her? But I guess he figured the more the merrier.
Hmm.
Um, I think that's all I have. But my two standout performances were Kathleen Noon and Susan Ward because I felt like they conveyed a lot of emotion in their
Hmm.
scenes.
Yeah.
Like Meg, I felt like she was hurt. I felt that.
Yeah.
um, is there anything you wanted to add?
I think Gabby is delusional and thinks Ricardo is in love with her. 'Cause she had that scene where she was getting ready to sabotage his supposed date, and it was just like, "What is wrong with you, Gabby? He doesn't like you."
He actually sometimes sounds like he hates you.
Right? Exactly. Get a clue. And Mark is still like thinks that Ricardo's going after Gabby. He's like, "Stay away from her. Stay away from her." It's just so funny how Gabby manipulated this whole situation.
Well, because in Mark's head also, he probably thinks that he's had a potential relationship happening because they've been kissing.
Right, because he likes Gabby. And also, one of my favorite moments was when Annie comes in near the end, and Elaine, Olivia, and Bet are arguing, and she goes, "Well, if it isn't my two favorite people, the woman that killed my father, and then the other woman who's had an affair with him and took my jewels."
Funny.
Yeah.
um, I don't know if I mentioned that already, but Annie's pretty much like hardcore gonna pursue Ben now,
Yeah,
even though Bet warned her not to.
and is trying really hard not to tell Annie that's not going to happen. That he's in love with Meg, like he's not going to fall in love with you. Like let it go. But Annie doesn't listen.
Yeah. I like the scene where she's like, I see so much of me in you. And
Yeah,
I was kind of mesmerized by like that they were both redheads and like and they like hugged and I was like, oh, Do we ever meet her mother?
No, and I wish we had. We do find out her name. I think it's Madeline at one point, but I don't think we ever.
Yeah, I think when she calls to tell her that Doug Adele had died,
Yeah. Mhm.
she's like, "Could you like pick up the phone and actually be a mother to your daughter for once?"
If
I
the
wish
show
we
had
could meet.
lasted longer, we might have met her.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Yeah.
We had a Tiffany mention,
Yes.
but nobody like said she left town.
Mhm.
He just says like she dumped me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but the letter says because she loved Mark, but she's not with Mark, and this has been frustrating me ever since the letter was written.
Yeah. It was just a quick way to get rid of her.
Yeah, they should have did something better or tied that up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, anything else before we go?
No, I don't think so.
All right, it was a good week. I'm excited. We're definitely deep into things I haven't seen, so I'm
Yeah,
excited
and
for what's
we're in
happening.
Kansas, which is so exciting. Kansas, whole Kansas storyline is so much fun.
Oh, also, so we're at episode 175,
Mhm.
and you hopped on here at episode 76, so we've officially covered 100 episodes of
Oh,
Sunset
wow.
Beach together. In under a year, because I think we
Yeah.
started in June.
Wow, that's quick. We did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, yes. So what is that? Like 575 more to go.
Something
Something
like
like that.
that.
But all right, well, thank you everybody for joining us for another edition of Sunset Beach. As always, you can find us on all the socials and on Patreon at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.